Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wizard's Table podcast. I am so glad that you guys are here to join us tonight. I know it's been a while since we've been on. Been a little hectic with the holidays and things like that, but it's all gravy, baby. We're here. We're in full effect, and I am very excited for tonight's show. But before we get into all that, I do want to give some shout outs to some people and gratitude to some folks. I'm Ken Allen, your host. That's Mistress B, your host. And we will introduce our guests in just a moment. So shout outs and gratitude. Shout outs and gratitude I want to give is to Lisa and Marcus of the Minnesota Spirit Hunters. Thank you for everything, for reaching out to me and your support. Chris Carr and Kristen Johnson of Bigfoot and the Bunny podcast. Thank you guys so much. And of course, Brandon Crody from Paranormal in the Funhouse. Brandon Crody, Kareem, Jason, Stacy, Elizabeth, thank you guys. Also, Joe from Beyond the Woodline podcast, great podcast, check him out. I want to give a big shout out to Sarah and Reebok. They are paranormal investigators. And of course, to Robert Rigi. Robert Rigi is a forensic psychologist and a psychic medium. Thank you, Robert. Also want to give a big shout out to Sweats and Steve, the Sweats and Steve show. Check them out. They're awesome, amazing. Courtney Carras, I think I'm saying your name the right way, girl. I don't know. Courtney Carras, thank you. And of course, to our moderator, Laura Romaine. And of course, Mistress B. Everyone who has sent out positive energy, all my paranormal peeps who have sent out positive energy, all of my occult peeps who have sent out powerful spells, healing spells to help my mother. All right. Thank you guys so very much. Nothing but love. Welcome to the Wizard's Table. So tonight's guest is Sabrina Hill, not to be confused with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and not to be confused with the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which, by the way, I do like that shit, okay? It's good shit, you know. Hail Satan, Hail Judas, all that stuff. It's great.
That's right.
So I'm going to read her bio, and then we'll just jump into wherever we want to. So, Sabrina Hill. Sabrina Hill is an empathic light energy worker, psychic medium, herbalist, healer, and a witch. She is on an everlasting search for knowledge, enlightenment, and empowerment by way of the normal and, of course, the paranormal and the esoteric arts. Sabrina is also a paranormal investigator as well as an accomplished practitioner of the magical arts. Welcome to the Wizard's Table, Sabrina. And now you are the Wizard's Table.
All right. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here and excited and, ready to get on and talk about some goofy stuff.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, baby. We're going to talk about it all. We might go some places you're not ready to go.
All right. Well, let's go. We'll see.
That's the nature of the Wizard's Table. So
I know when we get there, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hi, Mistress B.
Hi, how are you, Ken?
I'm good. I'm doing fairly well. Yeah. Waiting for the cooler weather to come back. I know it's been raining a lot and it's extremely humid here in the Tallahassee, North Florida area. But I think tomorrow and the next day they're calling for like 25 degrees at night and 55 to 60 during the day. So for Florida, that's pretty cold.
God, I hope so.
So do I. This heat and humidity is just insane. I hate it.
Oh, it's crazy. 80 degrees days. It's weird.
Yeah, and it was so hot during Christmas. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, when I was a teenager, my siblings and I used to go to the beach every year on Christmas Day. So it's not super unusual, but it's just lasting so long. It's crazy.
No, it's definitely not uncommon. And the same thing for Thanksgiving. Most of the time, it's pretty hot, you know. But I'm not a big holiday person myself. Yes, deck the halls and all that stuff, and I like the balls part of the song, but that's it.
Well, Halloween is a particular favorite of mine. My friends and I throw a huge Halloween party every year. Last couple of years, we haven't been able to do that, but
my favorite.
Some years it's cold, some years it's hot.
Yeah, my favorite holiday, which I celebrate all year round, mentally, physically, and spiritually, is Halloween.
Yes.
I love Halloween.
Absolutely.
So, hi, Joan Nakamoto. I love that name. Every time I hear that name, I want to pull out a samurai sword. Joan Nakamoto. Reminds me of the Kill Bill. God, I love those movies. Remember Kill Bill?
Yes. Oh, those are my favorite movies.
Oh my God, they were great. Quentin Tarantino, he's so over the top. It's ridiculous, but it works, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So real quick, a few shout outs to some of our viewers. Logan Hellspine, yo. Hello, Logan. Hail Infernal. Sarah, hello, Sarah. Danielle, I'm sorry, baby. Joanne, Robert, hey, baby, how you doing? All right. I don't think I missed anybody. Hope I didn't. And I love Logan Hellspine. Logan is so cool. What's that, baby?
I was just saying, I'm glad they're here. Welcome.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about Sabrina Hill.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
So
what do you want to know? I'm an open book.
That's dangerous here.
That's dangerous here.
I'm a little nervous. I'm sweating a little bit.
You should be. But that's hot. That's sexy.
Yeah, welcome to your first wizard orgy.
Where did I put the black jello? We usually have.
Is it my first? I don't know.
We usually have orgies in black jello, so I don't know where it's at. Anyway, okay, Sabrina.
Yeah.
You are a witch, yes.
Yes.
A practicing witch. Now,
absolutely.
I guess I have a few questions, but the first one that comes to mind right now is, when you say you are a witch, are you into tradcraft? Are you eclectic? Are you Wiccan? What would you say your path of witchcraft is?
Very eclectic. I take bits and pieces from here and there, basically what serves me, and when the need strikes. And that's the beauty of witchcraft, in my opinion. Absolutely. Is that it's not a one size fits all. You can have the dogma if you want it, or you don't have to. I think some might argue with me on that point, but that's okay too. So,
no, because I'm right there with you. It sounds very LHP, left-hand path to me, and I love that and I respect that. Take what works and discard the rest. That's very left-hand path. That's very LHP, and that's true power. Absolutely.
Now, it's served me well over the years, so I must be doing something right.
Right. Yeah, and the thing is, I tell people ask me, you believe in that magic stuff, blah, blah, blah. You're a sorcerer and you practice this and that. Like, look, if this shit didn't work, I wouldn't do it.
That's right.
If it didn't work, I wouldn't do it. And I'm sure you're in the same boat. Mistress B can attest to that as well. So what drew you to witchcraft? And how old were you?
I was pretty young. My first experience with, I guess, this path, I was really young. I want to say 7-ish. I'm not positive on the age. I went to a family reunion and met a cousin. He was a little older than I was, and but still a kid. So we were all hanging around and everything, and he started telling me about energy and manipulating it, and even as a young kid, and he taught me some things that week we were there at the family reunion, and I went home with that knowledge and with a thirst for more. And that's really where my quest started. I started trying to find every book I could on energy and witchcraft. And this was kind of a long time ago. I won't age myself that badly, but it was, information was hard to find. There was no internet yet.
The 90s?
Sure. Let's no, way before that.
Okay.
I'm aging myself a lot. Yeah. So anyway, information was very, very hard to find, but I sought it out anywhere I could and started practicing. And when I was about 11, is when I first kind of really laid down my first spell, and it was not a good one. I was being bullied, and this girl, man, it was just relentless, and I couldn't take anymore. So I went home and, did some research, did a spell on her, and it really changed my path, I guess, at that time, because it worked. Without getting too far into the details, because I'm not proud of it, she missed a couple days of school, and when she came back, she had been beaten. And my spell was basically that, like to teach her a lesson, to
Don't be ashamed of that.
Beat her.
Don't be ashamed of it.
I am, in the sense that what I did hurt someone, because I was hurt myself, and that wasn't,
if I hurt someone else.
No, not at all. I turned into her in a sense, but I'm not ashamed of the fact that I protected myself. Exactly. And guess what? The bullying stopped. So, it was a means to an end, I guess, but it was then that I realized how powerful it is.
Absolutely.
And how powerful it can be, and how much power I had. And it really changed my life. And even if I'm a young child, I saw spirit. So they knew I
Looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, folks. Hang on.
Or as my husband would say, testicle difficulties. It's all okay.
Right. She'll work on
until then. That really realized power. And
I hate when this shit happens.
It's always something.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. So my thing is, I understand her feeling bad about what she did, but like Joe Nakamoto said, you have to protect yourself. And okay, she got her ass beat.
See, I was raised with boys and in the hood, so my first instinct is to kick some ass. So for me, like, doing a spell is the nice way to do things. Kicking your ass or cutting you with craft scissors is the hard way.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah.
It is. You're right. From then on, though, I tried very hard not to let my thoughts turn that dark. I still protect myself. I still do all those things. And, if you do something to hurt me, you betcha That's right. I'm going to do what I have to do. Right.
Absolutely.
But I go about it in a slightly different way, with better intentions, and with the knowledge that I know that I have power at my fingertips that can be used for whatever purpose I need. And I just, most of the time, those intentions are absolutely positive. I try to keep it that way as much as I can.
See, I admire that. Ken and I are both very get shit done no matter what the cost. And I think it takes a lot of strength to be on a light path, because it's really easy to curse somebody. Not easy, but it's easier to want to seek vengeance and to want to make your anger and your hurt feel heard by that person than to say, okay, instead of getting them back, I'm going to be the bigger person, protect myself, and make sure that my vibes are okay and my future is okay. Because like I said, I am not like that. I'll punch a bitch in the throat.
Right. And my thing
like
is,
I said, I mean, I will if I have to, but I try not to.
Well, my thing is depending on the situation, obviously, everything is situational. Everything is relative, obviously.
Yes.
But it depends, if I feel justified in cursing someone, I will sit on it for a couple of days before I act. And if I still feel justified in doing it, then I will do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever the outcome is, that's just too bad. But
Yes.
I will
And
I will do it.
I don't ascribe to the whole the threefold
Threefold
thing.
law?
Nah.
I don't
Me
ascribe
neither.
to that. But I do, in a sense, believe the energy you put out, the energy is what you receive back. So I do try to put out as much positive energy as I can. And in times of great stress or times when I'm deeply hurt, I do internalize that. I find it hard not to take it personally for at least a time. I internalize it. I do what I have to do, and then I put it out, put it out there. And I know that positivity will breed positivity. So I really try to stay as positive as I can.
Honestly, it's like a radio. Witchcraft is kind of like a radio. You can feel however you want, but the energy that you tune yourself to is the kind of music that you're going to get back. You can be upset and angry and hurt, but if you tune your energy to a positive radio station, you're going to get some great pop song by Katy Perry and you're going to feel better. And if you attune it to some angry rock, you're going to punch a bitch in the throat. That's just how it goes.
Right. Well, and there's a time for the angry rock and there's a time for the pop. You just got to know.
I listen to angry rock all the time, so
I do too. My favorite music is metal. I've been a metalhead since I was really young.
Hi, Sky Ray. Hi, Sky Ray. How is mom and hubby doing? Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Yes, hubby is doing great. He's fantastic. Mother is stable and doing a bit better.
But
Thank
she's
you.
going to do even more better. That's what we're putting out there.
Absolutely.
She's going to get better day by day. We're all going to be there. I'm trying to plan a weekend where I can come up and meet her for the first time and visit her if she's stable enough.
I think that'd be great. I would love that.
Perfect.
So, but you know what? There's a commonality there, Sabrina, between you and I, because and I'm not trying to make it all about me, but I just want to get this out there real quick. I was raised, my mother's Sicilian, and I was raised in a Sicilian family. They practice strega, Sicilian or / Italian folk magic. So I was raised in that. And I actually started hands-on practicing when I was about 10 years old. So I know where you're at. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, do you ever work with goetic spirits, demons?
Yes.
Thank you, John.
This part of that little, eclectic part of me, I guess, right? So I'm a bit of an atheist. When I pray or commune with demons, goddesses, gods, and the like, I do it on an intention and energy-based thought pattern, kind of. I don't necessarily believe these entities or these deities are going to appear before me in the flesh or, that kind of thing. I think, I guess the way I work is the energy and the characteristics of those demons, those gods or goddesses, is really in me. The magic is in me. The intention is in me. And it's what I pull from that and put out. So saying, do I worship any of these gods or goddesses or demons? No, I don't worship anybody except maybe Mother Earth. But do I use their characteristics and kind of channel that through my magic? Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead and say it, Mistress B. You are the what?
You are the magic in your magic.
Absolutely, baby. Okay, Sabrina, yes, I'm right there with you. And I will also go so far as to say that, and I use the word demon because it's convenient.
Sure.
But demons are actually elder gods. They're primordial spirits. They're primordial entities. They're not demons in the Christian sense of the word. And I'm sure you understand and realize,
sure.
you know that. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And being in the paranormal world, it seems sort of maybe paradoxical. I don't know, for me to say I'm an atheist and I don't believe in these things, but I have experienced entities. I've experienced spirit materializing in front of me. So it's a little, but I am and a lifelong, everlong, not even lifelong, eternity long quest for knowledge. So I just feel like what we don't know is just what we don't know.
I think
That's
that
as simple as that.
Yeah, I think that all occultists, all sorcerers, all witches, warlocks, whatever the hell you want to label, are on that same quest. And I will say this too. Another commonality that apparently I just realized that you and I have is, for me, from my perspective, no self-respecting sorcerer will worship anything. We don't worship anything.
No.
We will work
I
with
agree.
these entities. We will work with
Yes.
gods and spirits and demons and sometimes on occasion angels, but we don't worship anything.
Correct.
There's no need. There's no need.
Right. And again, I know that there are some people in the magical world, in the witch world, who would disagree with us, and that's fine.
And that, yeah, everybody's entitled
to each their own, on their own path.
It's just like working with people in the physical world. You wouldn't worship a boss or a coworker or your mother or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's all energy based. You work with them, you can admire them, you can value them, but you don't worship them. You have to keep your energy and your admiration self-focused, because that's where your power draws from. You worship yourself.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
And that's a very valid LHP philosophy, and it's a real philosophy, and it's true.
Absolutely.
Thank you, John. Joshua Babel. Yo, Happy New Year, Joshua Babel.
Happy New Year. Let's hope this one, well, no, we know this one's going to be better than the last. Absolutely.
It damn sure better be.
God, I hope
we're gonna go through some things. We're going to go through some things. We are definitely going to go through some things. We are not finished. But
well, I don't know about you guys, but I know back in 2017, for like 7-8 months, I would wake up in the morning, I would get my coffee, I would go out on the porch, I would go out on the back porch, look at the back 40, watch the trees, the hawks, whatever, and I would get this overwhelming sensation of impending doom.
Oh, yes.
Like I felt something was coming, something big was coming. And this was in 2017, might have been 2016, but I know it was around that area. And something was coming. And I think that the pandemic and all this other crazy shit that's going on, politics, religion, sexual acceptance, et cetera, et cetera. I think a lot of that was everything I was feeling.
Yeah, yes. I agree with you. Not to outdo you, but I'd say since
but go ahead, baby.
Since about 2012, it felt like I've been waiting for something, essentially for shit to hit the fan, and I didn't know what that was, and I thought it was in my personal life, and shit did indeed hit the fan, but it hasn't felt settled until about now, and I'm noticing that even though I'm nervous and anxious for next year, now that we've gone through the bulk of it, I'm less anxious about the state of the world. And I'm hoping that we're on a downturn.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't feel, I feel like there are a few tribulations still to come. And it's not going to be good. But we'll do what we have to do, and we'll make it through.
We can handle it. We've got each other.
Yes, that's right. That's right. But,
so Sabrina, and you're also, not only are you a witch and an herbalist and a psychic medium, but you're also a paranormal investigator. Can we talk about that a little bit, and how you got involved in investigating the paranormal from the scientific side of things?
Oh my goodness.
Or did you ever even go to the scientific, or did you just hold to your occult beliefs when you went into the paranormal?
Well, I've delved into the scientific part of it, but really I work with with spirit and energy and those types of things. So, you know, the gadgets are fun.
Sure.
But, you know, I think, like I said before, things that we don't know are just because, you know, we just don't know them yet. Science used to be magic, right? Scientists were magicians. And because they discovered new things all the time, and it was thought to be magical. So as they discovered more things, it seemed like magic. You know, if we took our cell phones and our computers and whatnot to the Middle Ages, it would be magic, right?
Sure.
And it's just because they didn't have the technology yet. So I think that as technology advances, we're going to find out more of what we know and we believe in our hearts to be true. It's just, you know, technology needs to catch up. That's all.
Yeah,
you know, but
absolutely.
I've seen spirits since I was really little. Gosh, 2 or 3 years old are probably my first memories. And of course, my family just thought I was. That's right. Rebecca.
No, it looks like we lost her.
A lot of imaginary friends, but physical beings I saw in front of me, and I spoke to them. I interacted with them. Lost me again.
Yeah.
We've got some serious bad juju going on. Hold on, I'm going to light a couple candles.
Go ahead, baby. Work it out, girl.
Shoot.
You there, Sabrina?
My back.
Mistress B is going to light some candles.
Yeah,
try to see if she can banish some of that negative energy trying to impede upon us.
Got my pink salt. We're doing it.
That's right, baby.
There is something going on here, and it's giving me anxiety.
Now,
okay.
There we go.
Am I back?
You're back.
It's probably
You're back.
Probably just my internet connection. Or, you know, it could be energies out there trying to.
Yeah, there's so much energy out there. Yeah.
I guess what I was saying is I've seen spirits since I was really little, and my family just thought I had a very vivid imagination. I had a lot of imaginary friends, but they were just as real to me as any person standing in front of me. And
see, something else that we have in common is because I used to have an imaginary friend, at least everybody thought it was. But and I'm not trying to make it all about me, but I'll just put this out there.
You're fine.
Everyone thought I had an imaginary friend, but come to find out, anyway, long story short, he is a jinn.
Ah, yeah. I think mine were spirits that were inhabiting the house that we lived in Northern California, and it was a man and a woman. Grown-ups when I was 2 or 3 years old. And I've also had a lot of past life memories. And I've done some regressions. I've gone back and seen 3 of my past lives, which was a super cool experience. But it validated a lot of the things that I experienced as a child, because I still had these memories fresh then. And I would talk about my other family a lot. And of course, my family thought I was insane, but you know. Most people think that Sabrina, think that people like you, Mistress B, are insane anyway. Yes.
You know, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic because I work for Outcast Paranormal, and they employ me as their occultist. It's great when you find a good paranormal group that wants someone like you and I and Mistress B to come in and say, hey, we want your opinions and your expertise, and we want you to work with us alongside the science and the bells and the whistles and the things that go blink, you know?
Yes, and I'm very fortunate that I've gotten to work with a few teams like that. Right now, I just left one, and part of it made me very sad, but I needed to move on and to bigger and better things. I am still part of another group. They value my knowledge and expertise, and I couldn't be happier. And just looking forward to the future from here. But I have been very, very fortunate to get to investigate some great places and with some really great people. So yeah, it's, it's a lot of fun, and it's really a dream come true because, growing up and being able to see spirit and interact, and not really knowing how it happened or how to make it happen or, things like that. It's not something I can, at least now along my path, I'm still learning my mediumship skills. I'm still, still trying to come to grips with them. It's scary. As a younger person, realizing, okay, so these aren't real people. I thought they were real people, but no one else could see them. Right. I'm hearing voices. Do I tell anybody? Are they going to think that I'm schizophrenic? Are they going to put me away? All of these things, and kind of living in that fear and not wanting to tell anybody or share it, not wanting to be any more odd than I already was, and then coming to find other people who are like me and learning from them. It's been a ride. It's been an experience, and one that, will go on forever. You can never know everything. No one can ever know everything. So it's exciting, always meeting new people and having new experiences and learning new things every day. I learn something every day.
Yeah. And a question I wanted to ask you, but Sky Ray beat me to it. Hi, Sky Ray. Love you, baby. She says, Sabrina, what was your most memorable experience in the paranormal field and the location?
Ooh. Oh gosh, that's going to be hard. There's several of them that stand out because they were more personal. One of the teams I was on, we went to the, it's a school for boys in, I'm not going to mention the name. Because,
I know the one you're talking about. I know exactly.
Our team, we tried to do a television episode on it, and we went down and filmed, and we were given a cease and desist. So we're not allowed. None of us are allowed to talk about it. So I'll just leave it at that. We went to visit this home for wayward boys. It's a lot of deaths happened there. A lot of young boys were killed. It's still very emotional for me to even talk about. Their parents were lied to. They were told that the kids were just bad and ran away, and they just discarded these boys in the woods. And it's just incredibly sad. So when we went out there to the grave sites, as we stood there in this clearing, it was dark out. We could see eyes. I could see eyes, hundreds of eyes looking at me through the woods.
Yes, that is the place, Sky.
And it was incredible. So we go and we're sitting on the ground, and we're talking with them. And one of the young men comes and sits right on my lap. And he missed his mom, and I looked like his mother. So he spent the evening with me, and we communicated. And I'm so sorry. It's very emotional.
Baby, it's all right. It's normal.
And so I had a watch on that night, and I told him as we were leaving, I've taken spirit home with me accidentally before, and he was so attached to me. So as we were leaving that area, I told him, I said, thank you for spending so much time with me. I promise I will come back to visit. You need to stay here. Please be at peace. We'll be back. So I did my whole spiel, and we left. And later on that night, I realized my watch was missing. Fortunately, we were trying to film an episode of our TV show that night. So we were able to look back in the footage and see where I last had my watch on. And so me and a couple of the guys went back, retraced our steps, and guess where my watch was? Right there where I had interacted with that young man.
Oh, wow.
He made me keep to my promise to come back, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yes, he did.
that was one of my most memorable experiences. And I really just had so many. We had some really great encounters out at Fort Morgan in Alabama. I mean, I have paranormal experiences in my house, so it's really hard to say. I've had poltergeist experiences in my home, shadow figures, and I guess one of my other most memorable, it wasn't necessarily a ghost hunting experience, but after one of my brothers committed suicide, he visited me at my bedside. And
Wow.
that was probably one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had. And I left all of the paranormal behind for a long time. I became deeply involved in the Christian church. Been there,
done that.
I forced my kids. We were at church more often than we were at home, and we did daily Bible, studies. And I was Sunday school superintendent for 10 years, and then after my brother died, and I started having these experiences, it really sent me on a different path. I'll just leave it at that. And then, the hypocrites in the church kind of put the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
Oh my God,
so
yes.
There.
Oh my God,
and,
yes.
Thank you so much, Guy. I know I've lost 2 brothers to suicide, one to drug overdose, one to suicide. So I have come to terms with that. I know they're here with me. I absolutely know they are here with me. So where they are lost to me here in the physical world, I know that they're still here.
Okay, I want to ask you this and answer as best as you can. Why the cease and desist? Why?
That is not
what were they
the
afraid
actual
of?
Facts of that. Oh, well, they're definitely afraid that the truth is going to come out and that they're going to get the shit suit out of them. And that it's the local government, not necessarily the school. It's the local government that's trying to keep it hushed. They don't want it to be known as a place where boys were tortured and killed.
But that's
and
what
they
happened.
Were tortured.
That's what they did.
Were absolutely
they
tortured
them, and they killed those children at that place.
It freaked me out the first time I ever drove by it. I didn't know what had happened there, and it gave me massive anxiety. And then I was actually on my way to Ken's house because it's on the way, and my boyfriend told me he told me what had happened there, and Ken has filled me in a little bit more since, and it makes so much sense. It just it breaks your heart to be there.
The energy there is palpable. It's very heavy, very heavy energy.
Those poor babies, and they're still frightened, and they're still scared.
Yes, they are, because they're forgotten. And the city put together some lame memorial. And that pisses me off too. It really does, because they took it and put it in the center of town, away from where the boys actually died. And they've made it this this thing that it doesn't give you the full magnitude of what happened, because they don't want it to. And
no, it's a publicity stunt.
Yes, they should all be ashamed of themselves.
I don't know if you're comfortable with saying the name. I will say the name. I don't care. It's the Wizard's Table. We say what we want. But if you want to say the name, you are more than welcome to say the name of the school.
You can go ahead.
Tell them, girl.
I think legally she's not allowed to.
Legally, I'm not allowed to. Go ahead. You are absolutely allowed to.
It's the Dozer.
Absolutely.
It's the Dozer School of Boys.
Yes.
Look it up, people.
And I will go back. I promised I would go back. and I will. They deserve.
I'll say the fucking name.
People need to know what happened there.
Damn
they
right
absolutely
they do.
need to know.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, if you need people to go back with you, we're here and we'll gladly join.
Oh, absolutely. I would love for you guys to meet me there. We can, let those boys know that they're not forgotten.
Absolutely.
They need help. They need help crossing over.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I tried to help some that night. But it's just, it's going to take more than little old me.
That's right, Sky. That's right, Sky.
They are bound. They are bound.
They are bound to that land. Absolutely. Because the way they died was so horrific and so tragic. Between the torture and the way they died and the way they were treated, of course, that's going to make someone earthbound.
And they're
especially
so young. Child. They don't know what's going on. Yeah. They can't rationalize it. They can't understand it. There's nothing that they can do.
And most of them came from troubled homes. They were troubled boys. And it was a good scapegoat for that school to put it off on them. So I'm sure a lot of them thought they deserved it. They thought they deserved it. They thought they were told they deserved it. They didn't know. And it's
the cycle.
No
of
one
abuse
deserves that.
The cycle of abuse is just horrific on your thought patterns and your rationale. And I can't imagine what those little boys went through, and then to have to be stuck there in that place without any love. So thank you
in the woods, in the dark. Oh, it's awful. Please let's make a plan to go back. I would love that.
Yeah. That would be great
to get some help.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll say it. Even if we got to sneak out there and do that shit, I'll go.
Well, we probably will have to. But
it is what it is.
I've never been arrested, so let's do it.
It's not that bad. Trust me, it's not that bad. Don't ask how I know that, but being arrested isn't that bad.
Okay, Ken.
We won't ask.
You'll get out the next day, trust me.
No, I don't think they'd arrest us, but they'll definitely tell us we're not allowed there. Won't be my first time trespassing.
A lot of paranormal investigators have trespassed. So.
It's all about that, isn't it?
Rebels
a lot of
people
don't, some places we've encountered, we've tried to investigate. They don't want people to know that they are haunted. You would not believe the lengths people go through to not let that get out. And I don't know, where in my world, it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
Let's go to the haunted place.
Right.
It's a weird
not everybody feels that way.
Well, let me ask you this, switching gears just a little bit.
Sure.
In my Pinto. Remember those? Remember the Pintos?
Oh, yes.
I'm aging myself now.
That's right.
Do you personally, I've had nothing but the best, most positive experience with this, what I'm about to mention, but have you ever used Ouija boards? I'm sure you have.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. That moment I told you where my brother came to visit me.
Thank you, Joshua. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
That was after a Ouija board experience.
Okay.
I had gone to his funeral. He lived in Texas, went to his funeral, and I came home and I was so angry. Whew. I was so angry because he had taken his life. And I understand where he was. He was very sick. He feels like he had lost his family. I mean, he was in a bad place. I understand that. But I was still very, very angry at him for doing that. So I came home, I locked myself in my room, got out my Ouija board, and I just sat there for hours and hours. And I threw it. I was so mad. I threw it. And then it was, I don't remember the exact timeline, if it was that night or a couple nights later, but it was definitely within that week, is when he visited me. And it let me know that he was okay, and I could stop being angry, So it was, I've never had a problem with Ouija boards. I think that they're a conduit, just like all these gadgets we use for ghost hunting. You know, we go in paranormal investigating. You go in and you have a recorder and you have a K2 meter, and you say out aloud to the room, if there's any spirits here, let us know of your presence or whatever. There you go. That's the same thing you do with a Ouija board. There's nothing to be scared of.
I have been saying that on this show for a very long time now, that using a Ouija board is no different than using a digital recorder or a spirit
Absolutely
box.
not.
There's no difference, because you are still practicing.
Pendulum or tarot cards or any other conduit.
Right. You're still practicing a form of necromancy. Just because it uses batteries doesn't mean a damn thing.
Absolutely. I think that even just talking to a spirit, you're opening up a portal, you're creating a rift in between the worlds. Yeah,
lighting that candle and sure.
Absolutely. Well, Ken, I have missed you. I really am excited for you to get your Christmas present, because what you requested I made, and it turned out semi-decent.
Did you really?
Yeah. Do you remember what you requested?
No.
You requested a gin bottle, and I made you one.
No freaking way. Yeah, that's right, because you blow glass and shit.
Yes, I do. So it's pretty simple. It's my first ever bottle, so it's not perfect, but I think you'll really like it.
Doesn't need to be. So you made me a gin bottle.
Yes, I did.
That's freaking amazing. Holy cow. Oh my God. I would jump to the moon and back if I wouldn't suffocate from space. I want to see that shit. I can't wait.
I don't have it with me, but I'll send you a picture as soon as it's all, finished and ready.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Hello,
hi, Sabrina. Welcome back.
I'm back.
Uh-oh.
She's kind of back. She's having some issues, but that's okay.
It happens.
It happens.
Something is off. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Wi-Fi issues. It feels like something.
No, it's something else. I felt it for like 3 days. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but there are some strange forces at work as of late.
I know we're going into a huge retrograde, so I hope it's just that.
Yeah, those damn retrogrades. I try to ignore them. Not that it makes a difference, but yeah, I know that's totally stupid and very mortal. And I was like, well, if I ignore this shit, maybe it won't,
No, but it makes sense. It's like it's attuning your energy to things other than those that are vastly negative.
Oh, by the way, real quick, fun thing. Have you ever seen the series Good Omens?
No, I'm going to start watching that soon.
Oh, you need to watch it. David Tennant?
Yes.
Amazing. He was one of my favorite Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
David Tennant was one of the doctors on Doctor Who. But he plays a demon in the show Good Omens. It's a great show. It's
a great show.
You've seen it, right?
Yes, absolutely. I love it.
It's great. It's so awesome.
Skyray, I think it's on Hulu.
I watched it on Amazon, so it may be on Hulu. I don't know.
Yes, I think I watched it on Amazon as well.
Okay, then I might be dumb.
And by the way,
it could be on multiple platforms. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is. By the way, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is still on Netflix.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I love that show.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it.
I love it too. And I was teased a lot as a kid because of my name, and called Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and for a long time I resented that, and now I've fully embraced it. So.
That's what you got to do, when they tease you. In high school, I was accused of worshiping Satan all the time. You're
still accused of worshiping Satan.
That's true. I'm still accused of that shit, but I'm older now. I don't care. But when you're in high school, things are a little different, But yeah, I had so many enemies because they thought I worshiped Satan, and I actually played it to my advantage.
People think this is, I wear a pinnacle all the time. I have a tattoo of a pinnacle. People are misinformed and think I'm a Satan worshiper, which, I was briefly involved with the Church of Satan. We can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get.
The Church
I mean,
of Satan is awesome.
no, there's
It
nothing
is
wrong with
absolutely
the.
awesome.
There's nothing wrong with the Church of Satan. I mean,
Oh
for
no,
all
it's just
for all intents and
misinformation. That's
purposes,
wrong.
for all intents and purposes, the Church of Satan is Levian, right? It's Levian.
The Church of Satan is, yes.
Okay, so they're non-theistic.
Right.
So let's talk about that. Wherever you want to start.
Well, I think both let me see. I don't know what I did with my book. I brought my copy. I don't know what I did with it. There's a couple of different churches of Satan, I guess.
Yes.
If you, for lack of a better way to put it. I've delved into both. Most recently, the one most people have heard of in the news, doing great things. Their 7 tenets are, words to live by. And I tried for a time. Our local chapter was great. And we were trying to get things going. I was trying to get more involved with that. Then the chapter heads changed and things changed wildly.
Now, are you talking about TST, the Satanic Temple? Okay.
The Satanic Temple. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't say that earlier. It's a great organization. They're doing a lot of wonderful things for abortion laws and women's rights and things like that. And totally on board with all of those things. Our local chapter had changed, and the new chapter head is a bit militant, a little too militant for me. Running off, without getting political. I'm not political in any one side or another. I'm for myself, man.
Amen.
I'm for you, I'm for me.
Amen. Yeah.
I'm for us, right? So it's really hard for someone in the middle of the road to try and follow or be part of an organization that is so extremely one-sided. And I just couldn't. I couldn't be involved in that. She was running off all of the people who were in the middle of the road, or right wingers. Which again, I don't have a problem with anybody as long as you don't mess with my shit. I won't mess with yours.
Right.
You can be conservative without being a douchebag.
That's right.
Absolutely.
My shit stinks the way it does.
Absolutely.
Your shit stinks the way it does. Her shit stinks the way it does. Let's let the stank be the stank.
Yes. And you can be liberal without being a douchebag. You can be any.
Absolutely.
People can not be assholes. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
They can be just human beings.
That's right.
And you get anybody too far to either side.
Yeah.
They're going to fuck things up. Things are going to be bad. And, it was a little too far for me. So I had to leave, and that made me sad too, because I thought we had the potential to do a lot of great things in our community, and it's sort of being squandered. So it makes me sad, but it is what it is.
Okay. So
I still believe those tenets. I still hold them to heart.
Right.
But
Now, okay, so that's TST. What about the Church of Satan, the Levian?
The Church of Satan. I read the Satanic Bible. For the most part, thought, and of course, this was in my earlier years when I was just kind of exploring things, and people thought I was a Satan worshiper. So yeah, I'm going to be a Satan worshiper, right? Those teenage years where I was so rebellious. So anybody, you told me it was black, nope, it was white.
Right.
So a lot of it I believed in and thought was great. Some of it not so much. He was a bit of a sexist and a womanizer.
Yes.
So that part I didn't grasp onto too much. But other than that, the basic principles of, I am my own temple. I am my own
God.
I am my own God. And, do what you want. And of course, that in that church, it's just do what you want and hell with everybody else, right?
That's true. Yes. Yes.
However, that being said, they still, pedophiles and things like that, a big no-no.
Sure.
Big no-no.
Absolutely.
So yes, it was do what you want to do and screw everybody else. They did have some basic,
Well, it's true because the Church of Satan, the Church of Satan were and still is against pedophilia. They are against animal sacrifice, blood sacrifice.
Yes.
They are against rape and torture and murder. They are against forcing someone to do something against their will. Yes,
it is your will. You're not imposing your will on anyone else. But you do what do what feels good. If it feels good, do it.
Because if you, according to the Church of Satan, if you push your will on someone else and force them to do something else, then you're going against the tenets of the Church of Satan, which is complete and utter freedom.
Yep, absolutely. And that's how I, in going back to my first story of my first spell and how I hurt that girl, that's where that comes from. That's where that belief lies. I don't do anything in my magical practice that is going to, if I can help it, I'll preface with that, if I can help it, that is not going to mess with other people's will. People come to me and ask me to do love spells for them, or they ask me to do this or that. If it's, and I urge them, I'm like, don't do a love spell for a specific person.
It's like that movie.
I will be glad to help you.
It's like that movie. He's just not that into you.
Yes. Yes. So, I'll be happy to help you with a love spell to bring the right love to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, baby, if the money's right, I'll do a love spell. I don't care if you love a lizard. That shit, I'll do. Show me the money, honey.
Well, it's just you don't know what you're going to get. And, what is that? That
I understand your
be
point.
Careful what you wish for,
point.
right? Oh, I know.
It always worries me, the thought of love spells, because you never know if that love is true or if it's only the spell. And a lot of spells, you have some sort of remnants, you have herbs, you have a jar, you have a bottle, you have a satchel filled with things. What happens if you get rid of those? Is the love just gone? So it freaks me out to do love spells.
Well, the thing about love spells, or the thing about, I don't mean to interrupt, but the thing about people requesting love spells is most of them aren't in love, they're in lust.
Yes.
They're in lust.
Yes. Or infatuation or something equally dangerous in that department. But the flip side of that is, sure, what happens if you dissolve these things? Is the love going to go away? And was it ever real to begin with? But what if your mind changes, you fall out of love, or they start to do scary things?
Like
how are you going to get out of that? Yeah. How are you going to get out of that? Once you've drawn that to yourself and bound that person to you, good luck getting rid of them, babe.
That's true. Sabrina, Sabrina, you're 100% correct. That's true. And I've seen that before. Many times. So, and that love spell, it can turn to hate. Obsession,
absolutely,
and
dangerous. Yeah,
absolutely. So,
Sabrina, I have a question for you, especially as an herbalist. I've wanted to get into herbalism a lot more, but how do you incorporate your practice into everyday life?
Really through living, really, through, they call, everybody's got to have a label for everything, right? So kitchen witchery, right?
Witchery.
Yeah.
You're in your kitchen, you're making a meal for your family, you're adding a bit of this and a bit of that, along with some great intention. There you go. You've got a nourishing, energetic spell for the people that you're feeding. You're energizing or imbibing them with your magical energy and your love, and those kinds of, and the food nourishment. So, really just through everyday living, we've all grown up blowing out birthday candles, everybody's a magician.
Yeah.
Birthdays, right?
Wishing on a star.
Practices magic. Yes, yeah. So really just through living. Christians like to call it prayer. Other religions call it prayer.
Yeah, there's a lot to be done in everyday life, even from the direction that you stir your coffee. I was reading a thing that, left is attraction and right is repellent. I may have those backwards because it's hard for me to know my left and rights unless I do this. So I may have that backwards. But there are so many ways that you can incorporate your practice into everyday life. And I think learning herbalism is so important for a young witch or wizard because there is so much you can do to adjust your life based on herbs or crystals or something, that energy.
Stones. Well, okay. So the left-right thing is left is receptive. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right is left is pulling in, right is pushing out.
Okay, so I was right.
You are right. Yes.
Perfect. That's a first. Don't tell anybody.
I think everybody knows now.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. Not your fault. Not your fault.
Okay, I heard you say something about crystals and things like that. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the rest.
I was just saying that it's so easy to incorporate your path into your daily life because with a simple herb or crystal or the way you stir your coffee or what you put in your bath or your shower, you can adjust the whole timeline of not only your day, but your life.
Yes. And again, that intention, if you go about your day with that intention in mind, and like I was saying before, other religions might call it prayer, but it's really intention. It's putting those energies out there into the universe and saying, this is how my day is going to go. I'm sending this to this person. I wish for this person. It's prayer, it's meditation.
Have you ever
done those types of things?
Have you ever done beauty routine magic?
Haven't we all?
No, I mean, it's fun. No, I mean specifically like working it into your beauty routine. Like I have drawn sigils in like primer underneath my foundation. I've done them in lotion for like protection and stuff. And then you rub them in and you feel so good afterwards.
Yes. I've even made my own oils and using herbs and essential oils and, carrier oils and use those. I spritz myself every day with my homemade perfume. That's really just my magic in a bottle.
I love that. You'll have to send me some of that.
Yes, for sure.
I'd love to buy some of that from you.
Ultimate glamour spells, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Or
makeup.
I'm sorry. Are you familiar with demonology?
A little, not a whole lot, because it's not necessarily my area, but
I would recommend reading a little bit about it. Any books by S. Connolly is great.
Okay.
For demonology or daemonology. I that's all I want to say about it, but I would recommend looking into that by the books by S. Connolly. It's fantastic stuff. It's a way to work with the demonic divine or the infernal divine or the primordial divine. There's so many things to call these things, but daemonology or demonology by S. Connolly. Look it up. I have almost all her books. And I'm a sucker for hardcovers. So I bought all her shit hardcover. Great books. I used to work with demons in a goetic Solomonic capacity, but now for the last 9, 10, maybe 12 years, I've been working with them in a demonology capacity, and the results are phenomenal and almost instantaneous. Check that out sometime.
I will.
Just thought I'd throw that out there while it was on my mind.
I mentioned to you in one of our previous conversations, I actually bought my grandkids a book of demons for children. And I tried to find it. I think they probably have it. Hey, Richard. They probably have it at their house, but I look that up. It's very interesting. Any chance I can to introduce my grandkids to the magical world, I'm going to take, Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Grandchildren are important. Children are important in general. And God damn those people at the Dozer school
Yes,
who harmed those
absolutely.
children.
Yes.
Damn them, and damn them again.
Yes.
Damn them.
Some of them
Damn
are for
them
sure.
again.
Some of them are for sure. They're still there.
Yeah.
The people who harmed those boys, some of them are still there.
Yeah.
One in particular we encountered had died in a fire there. It was, whoo,
Yeah, well,
that's a subject for a whole nother podcast.
whole nother podcast. You'll have to come back on, baby. Well,
Yes,
Sabrina,
I'd
I
love
want to
it.
thank you so very, very much for coming on the Wizard's Table. So now you are the Wizard's Table, baby. Thank you for sitting down with us. I greatly appreciate it. It's been enlightening. It's been great. I've learned a lot as well. Mistress B?
Oh, I've loved having you on. It's so nice to have another kind of eclectic witch on. We've had several in the past, but I feel like you and I are really connected in our path. And I feel like you and we're going to become friends after this. So you have no choice. We're going to become friends, especially because that means you're somewhere close. So we're going to hang out.
That's right. That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me on. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to the next time.
All right. Nothing but love to you, Sabrina. Nothing but love to my wonderful, I say co-host loosely, but you are the host too. You are the Wizard's Table too, Mistress B. Nothing but love to you. You look great. Your smile is on time. Yeah. Ooh, girl, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. One more time. Oh shit, baby. And I'm a gay man.
Are you almost thought you were straight for a minute there?
I go both ways, so I'm,
perfect.
Yeah, you fooled me for a second.
I am happily married. I'm happily married. But
are you? Are you married?
Yes. Yeah. Yes,
okay.
I am.
Well, good for you. Say hi to your husband. Apologize.
I sure will.
Any
no.
Yeah,
he's married to me, but he knows, right?
Tell your husband we're sorry for talking about orgies and black jello. Well, Mistress B, sorry, I'm not.
No. Yeah, no. I'm not sorry. It's fine.
Real quick, a shout out to all of our viewers tonight. Robert, thank you. Sarah, thank you. To our moderator, Laura Romaine. Yes, we did see your comments. Thank you, baby. Bigfoot Annan, thank you. Bigfoot Annan, by the way, contact me later. I'd love to interview you on here, bro. I know you got a lot of cool stuff. Joshua Babel. Oh, Liz Milne or Malene, I'm not sure, but Liz, thank you. Joan Nakamoto. Thank you, Joan. Love your name. Courtney, thank you, baby. Sky Ray. Sky Ray is one of us, girl. She's one of us. Mm-hmm. Let's see who else. I'm scanning up here to see who else. I don't want to forget nobody. Marianne Tott, which is my mother's alias. I love my mother. Everyone, please keep my mother in your prayers, thoughts, and evocations, incantations, all that good stuff. Let's see who else. Oh, and of course, my sister from another mister, the Canadian trickster, Teresa Slowinski.
Absolutely.
Who, by the way, is a very powerful witch. And of course, really quick, one more time. Got my notes here because I am a natural blonde. All right. Lisa and Marcus, Minnesota Spirit Hunters, Chris and Kristen, Johnson, Bigfoot and the Bunny podcast, Brandon Crody, Paranormal, the Funhouse, Joe from Beyond the Woodline, Sarah and Reebok, of course, Robert Rigi, Sweats and Steve, the Sweats and Steve Show, Courtney Carras, and again, Laura Romaine, our moderator, and Sabrina. Nothing but love to you, baby. We'll be in contact. We're going to have you back on if you're cool with that.
All right. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right. And so praise God and hail Satan. Good night.